It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. AEW will immediately be on the air, but that's not the only thing going on tonight, as we are here on YouTube to bring you predictions and discussions on NXT Battleground coming from Lowell, Massachusetts. But I digress. So, hello, everybody, and welcome once again to another collaboration of Simply Predicting across the Casa de AT Studios and, of course, my Simple brand. You know what this is, for I am the Simple Man and the voice of the JMNMLN, and my name is Noel Foster. And with me, of course, my panelist tonight for NXT exclusively, the Renegade JJ Woods. This is his NXT. Damn it!
Damn
Emmanuel has
right.
been a longtime friend, fan, and supporter of not only NXT, but the Deputy Director of Bloodiverse Media. Appreciate you, sir. Lifelong friend of No DQ, longtime member of the No DQ Galaxy, covers all the predictions leagues with me that he can try to. Christopher Rotz, and of course, the founder and creator and commish of the Meltdown Wrestling League, Jeff Chadwick, who also covers pretty much all sorts of things wrestling, such as I. So, gentlemen, it's good to see you all once again this fine, warm evening, at least here in the Midwest. How are you feeling? Are you ready to go tonight and discuss NXT? And I will start first with a guy that is getting his footing now lately and simply predicting. Emmanuel, how are you? How you feeling about this show?
I'm doing good. I mean, like, I'm pretty excited for this battle. Yeah, my sister's over there. But yeah, I saw her comic though. That's why I'm like, yeah, she's over there. She says hi too. So.
Gotta love it. Again, family is forever. Chris, always good seeing you, my friend. Again, here we are. It's the kickoff of 4 straight days. Lord help me. I'm simply predicting. How you feeling, Chris, about NXT?
I'm feeling good about NXT. This is going to be a great event. This is going to be competing against AEW Double or Nothing, and for the first time on Sunday, I will be watching both events simultaneously on my big TV. It will have AEW Double or Nothing, and then on my laptop, I am going to be watching NXT Battlegrounds at the same time. So it's going to be an awesome event. All NXT premium live events always deliver, and it's going to be an awesome event. And good luck to everybody that's competing this weekend with wrestling, and just enjoy wrestling this weekend, everybody.
Boy, first off, you're crazy, but also appreciate your spirit. Jeff, always good seeing you. I know you've had quite a day. We're going to have quite a weekend. Lord help us. You already got a beverage for the night. You might want to invest in a 6-pack before this weekend. But how you feeling tonight? And how you feel about this NXT premium live event?
I'm feeling really good about it. I still wish. I mean, Lowell, Massachusetts is only about a 2-hour drive from me, so I wish I would have gotten like my hands on a pair of tickets or something. And the fact that I've never seen NXT live, being up in this neck of the woods, the opportunity just slipped through my fingers. But I'm happy to be watching it on Sunday, and I cannot wait. I, however, will not be doing the double duty that Chris is doing, as I am going to be watching, obviously, NXT Battleground. But I will keep tabs of what's happening with AEW. But I'm looking forward for the whole weekend. It's going to be a fun-filled weekend. And, yeah, let's do this.
Absolutely. Again, I created ATW for a reason. Shout out to ATW family. Of course, we'll be doing an interview later tonight. Stay tuned for that, folks, on my YouTube channel. But when I talk about truly just enjoy wrestling, I do mean all things wrestling. And with 4 shows from 4 separate entities, NXT, WWE, because let's face it, they're separate, AEW, and Impact, there truly is something for everybody. The only thing this weekend's missing is Ring of Honor, although I don't think that's going to be too far off considering we're really going into the summer. But I digress. And of course, the main reason I am here tonight promoting this, because pretty much nobody else is, courtesy of a friend, because this is his NXT. Damn it! But I digress, and we'll talk to you more about how we will cover this for y'all too, exclusively later on in the video. The Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, the CEO of Casa de 18 Studios, and my color cohorts in all things XCWE, and of course, we call Night Champions on Saturday afternoon. JJ, how are you? This is your NXT. They're going to Lowell, Massachusetts for the first time since this brand's inception. How you feeling about it?
I'm looking forward to this. We were kind of talking a little bit prior to going on the air here about how the build for this has been better than some of the other builds coming up this Memorial Day weekend.
Yep.
So I'm really anticipating it. I'm waiting to see what Shawn Michaels and Triple H and the rest of the cast of crazies over at My NXT have in store for us this weekend. There's a lot of good stuff on deck. I'm looking forward to discussing it with everybody.
Well, that's all that matters at the end of the day, because city predicting is truly for anybody and everybody. And I, of course, want to try and span this out and encourage others. Again, if you're even camera shy, your voice and opinions matter too. Show us your passion, your engagement, and constructive conversation. It all things wrestling. You ever want to be a part of these things? Just hit me up on the Twitter, and in Foster 1916. We'd love to have you. And maybe even JJ, Jeff, Chris, and Jeff. They might even have suggestions for it too. Because again, we all look at all things wrestling. This is a family-based platform. So without further ado, I first, of course, want to appreciate everybody that's watching this live. So again, please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Super chat this man if you can. Monetize. Give him a sticker, give him some love, and of course, follow us all. We'll talk more about plugs later. Shout out to the 15 so far that's gotten into the Predictions League, and of course, the form is in the description down below. But yes, we are here to discuss NXT Battleground, the simplest, pun intended, of cards. This 4-day weekend, 4 events of weekend of freaking professional wrestling. Easier said than done. And the nice thing about this, we decided, me and JJ, to make this exclusively for you all for Casa D18 Studios when it comes to commentary, watch-alongs, and a simple take. So stay tuned for more on that. So if you're not a member already, become a member today. Shout out to everybody also in the Predictions League, not just the Galaxy, but the team. Here's the first page. Again, if you want the full thing, follow me on the Twitter. Ashley and Chris, you currently are both, Chaz, botch. Ashley and Chaz hold down first place after 2 events, because, of course, the third event in NXT, because NXT is separate from main roster WWE. Chris, you're not too far off, along with Paul, Cindy, and many others. And, of course, the team, which me and JJ play on. I don't know how this is possible, but I'm in the freaking lead.
I want to know how this is My NXT and I'm so close to the damn bottom.
Because you've been so optimistic in decisions, you blew it. But anyway.
Hopefully, I'll do better this time, and I'll be able to move up the ranks.
We'll find out soon enough.
I feel your pain. Trust me.
Jeff, Chris, you already know what we're going to talk about with the Horseman League. Again, 4 events. Good luck to everybody. Thank you, by the way, to David, Dwayne, Walter, Chumbawamba. That's a hell of a good name. Cleveland, Colin, Andrew, Mr. Adrian Hannigan, Mark Anderson, Scott Cater, Chris, for putting your predictions so far, among others. So without further ado, gentlemen and viewers alike, let's get right into it. So we got a 6-match card, and I feel like we're going to start off with this match here because lately it seems like this title, kind of like what the X Division does in Impact Wrestling. Stay tuned for coverage on that too. It sets the pace, and Wesley is a guy who pretty much has an unstoppable heart rate. Although I do wonder, can he overcome the odds once again, or has his luck ran out, even though they're in Lowell, Massachusetts, not Las Vegas? As the NXT North American Championship is on the line in triple threat action this time, as the current champion, Wes Lee, defends the gold against big strong boy Tyler Bate, and the guy that wants to bring us all into an inclusive world his own way, Lord help us, Joe Gacy, the leader of the Schism. So this match is pretty much cut and dry, in my opinion. There's been mutual respect with Tyler Bate and Wes Lee. We've seen that until that altercation where now the champion's mentality might be like, everybody is an enemy. I need to watch out only for me. Joe Gacy, being the puppet master that he is, once again playing his manipulative mind games and attacking these two out of nowhere, really kicked this freaking thing off. So again, in a triple threat, you got a fall guy, you got a buffer. You all know how the triple threat story goes. Someone needs the fall, someone saved for later for another storyline. Tyler Bate, for me, has no direction truly in this NXT. I don't know what they're doing with this guy or what to do with this man. But with something that's now in this NXT that we'll talk about later, maybe I can see him going back towards that. Either way, I think Wes Lee, once again, because this just feels so random, I think he's going to surprise us once again, and I think that he is going to retain. So I'm going to open up and say that Wes Lee retains. So, that being said, Emmanuel, what's your thoughts on this NXT North American Triple Championship Triple Threat match? You got a new champion, or do you still walk on the west side of things with him retaining?
No, I actually agree with you. Wes Lee has been killing it as North American champion lately. I mean, sadly, like his tech team partner, I forget his name, but he did what he did, and we thought his career was dead, like right there and then. But amazingly, like his running has been really strong, and I feel like he's gonna be the one who's gonna be pinning either Tyler Bate, like 8%.
Oh wow, Tyler Bate in the pin.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting take there.
That way, Joe Gacy still, like it's still a threat, like saying you never pin me and prolong that storyline.
Okay, I see. So you think Joe Gacy will continue to be part of the pursuit of the NXT North American Championship? Well,
Yeah.
considering he fell out of the Iron Survivor Challenge last year to go after the NXT Championship, and he fell out claiming Chase U for himself, I guess he needs some sort of direction. Plus, Jeff, with it being a triple threat, there are no disqualifications, and Joe Gacy doesn't walk alone. He has a whole group of followers, including Ava Raine. So that being said, Jeff, what's your thoughts on this? Does Wesley once again overcome the odds, or is his time up?
Wesley has had the title for how long now?
Good grief. I think it's near 200
It's
days.
Halloween Havoc.
Yes,
Since
it's Halloween
Halloween
Havoc last year. It's got to be over 200 days at this point.
Oh, absolutely. So I think that, looking at the roster, there are still a few people that can go after this title for this Wesley run that he's got. And I don't think that Wes is going to drop the title. I think this is, for crying out loud, he won a fatal 4-way. He's he's had more than 3 people in the ring with him. So I don't think he's going to lose the title come Sunday. I think that he's going to hold on to it. However, I think that personally, I think that Joe Gacy is the one who's going to take the pinfall. I think that Tyler is pretty much going to be the one who breaks up the count or tries to break up the count. But I and that's the thing. A dyad could play a part in this because it is anything goes pretty much because it's a triple threat. So I can definitely see dyad taking a part in this. Ava Raine could possibly have a piece in this. But I think that's more. I think they're saving Ava for more stuff with Chase U. That's my personal opinion. I think they're going to wait on having her get involved in anything unless it has to do with Chase U. So, and that could mean even having something to do with Tyler, because as we know, Tyler helped out Chase U. So that could possibly be a something that happens. But I would honestly like to see Tyler with a belt. We haven't seen it since he lost the UK title. I think the North American title would be a good place for him to start. But I think that they mend their friendship. They had misunderstandings. They understand Gacy was getting into everybody's head. That's what it's going to come down to, is they realize this. I think their friendship is going to become stronger. I think that next time Bate goes after the title with Wesley having it, I think it's going to be a true, hey, I would like a shot, and not just come out of the blue with it. So I say Wesley keeps it, and fingers crossed on it, of course. But that's my prediction for that.
All right. Chris, the poll, because I know you usually like to ask that. We got 2/3 of it going with the West side of things, and then we have a majority beyond that going with Joe Gacy. Only one person picked Tyler Bate so far out of everybody that's put in their picks. So again, Wesley, and to be fair, it wasn't a fatal 4-way, Jeff. Watch. It was a 5-pack challenge. It was Dragon Lee. It was Jordan. Easier said than done. And then freaking Dragon Lee and Axiom. Again, words matter, folks. Words are also difficult. So, Chris, again, so far, everybody's going with the champ retaining, but Colin does believe that Tyler Bate needs the W. I do agree with Jeff Condolence here, but also we have a split thought about who's in the fall. So, Chris, where do you stand? Do you believe that Wesley will once again overcome the odds and the Cardiac Kid will kick his way once again to another attainment?
Well, so far, I'm going to say this is going to be an entertaining triple threat match, to say the least.
Right.
You have a buffer and you have a fall guy. This could go either way. I don't see Joe Gacy winning this match whatsoever. I think Joe Gacy is here just for the fall. And it's no
Uh-oh. He's going re-roll. Jeff, JJ, he must have got your shirt.
but this match,
There we go.
I think Joe is getting the fall here in this match. And I see the Cardiac Kid overcoming the odds and retaining the NXT North American Championship on Sunday. And here's why, because we have to look at the next specials that they're doing for NXT on the USA. We might be getting NXT Great American Bash, or the next premium live event that's going to be taking place for NXT, and that's going to be on Saturday, August 12th. I do believe we're going to have Tyler Bate facing Wesley down the road during this summer. And I think Tyler Bate could be the one dethroning Wesley of the North American Championship.
Longer-term storytelling, as JJ loves to put it. And there's a reason why I saved JJ for last year, because I figured this is NXT. He should set the pace on the conclusion of this match based on everyone else's spots, because it's been a little bit over the board. But the one thing that does seem unanimous, JJ, we're all walking on the west side of things still and believe that Wesley will once again retain. So, JJ, where do you stand on this triple threat and the direction?
Well, it's unanimous because I'm going with Wesley also. I tend to lean towards the thought that Joe Gacy is going to be the one taking the fall. And I have to wonder if the dyad is going to play a factor in that. And while there hasn't really been any tension teased on the air yet, we have to remember, those of us that have kept our noses on the social medias, unlike our host who ignores it for the most part.
Lord help your mentalities.
The dyad did request their release a while back and was denied that.
I did hear about that, though, yes.
So come October 15th, they're going to be free agents. So there's two ways you can look at this. Either they're going to try to push the schism to the moon and get Gacy a belt, get them belts to try to keep them around, or you have them start to split up, go their separate ways, so that once they leave and become free agents, Gacy's got his path, Ava's got her path, and it doesn't look like it's such this void without them there.
Right.
So I'm thinking we may start our little journey towards that this weekend, and maybe the dyad will cost their fearless leader the match.
And the dyad, all of a sudden, they are no longer brainwashed. They see clearly above the roots of the tree that this just isn't working for them. But what does that mean for Ava Raine, who's still smiling maniacally? Maybe Ava Raine is the only one that rules by Joe Gacy's side. So, again, some roots just get cut off. Again, it's one of those phases, though, where your Joe Gacy has been a main character, though, in your NXT environment. So I'll give him credit's due. He's always found a place, it seems, to plant his roots into something. So, yeah,
and because he's been a main character,
right.
I don't see him taking a secondary title.
That's
I see him maybe being
fair.
the one to get built to dethrone Carmelo when that time arises.
That'd be actually an interesting program, I suppose. I don't know what direction you go as far as making it personal. Maybe you take out Trick, but again, we'll see. But yeah, it does feel like if Wesley's going to lose this title, it's got to be one-on-one at some point. Yeah. So I feel that this match was probably the simplest one to call, if I'm being perfectly honest. This one might be more of the same. Good conversation with the opening bout here, folks. Let's go ahead and move down this card, and I'm only going to say one thing, and this time I will let Emmanuel kick things off with his initial thoughts, his prediction, and what he thinks the outlook might be, as I simply say this. Gallus points on top! Emmanuel, the floor is yours. Your thoughts on this tag team title match. Who you got winning?
Yeah, look at fine. I mean, like I think the Creed brothers, like I love the tag team. Like, don't get me wrong, like they deserve the tag team titles, but I just have this deep feeling like they're always going to be in a high profile match, but they've been doing the single push like matches time to time, and it's just kind of weird that like I don't know where you go from here. Like I'm probably talking to myself out of it. Like probably new tag team titles, the new champs.
Oh, wow. Well, considering
I talk myself.
You're fickle. You're fickle. I swear he's gonna change his spots before Sunday. But right now he's saying new tag champs. I'm actually surprised by that. But I will say this before I give it to Chris. The Creeds are finally getting their traditional one-on-one chance for the tag team championships, even though I thought they were going to be on their way up to the main roster. I was wrong. So again, this tag division, I don't know the direction, but I know who's on top. So Chris, do you agree with Emmanuel, or do you still roll with the Gaddis firm?
Well, this is going to be a fun tag team match. I just want to know why. Yeah, the Creed brothers are gaining this tag team championship match, their traditional tag match that they've never gotten at Stand and Deliver. I do believe, Joe Coffey and Ivy now, they're going to try to help the other. They're going to try to get involved one way or another.
Makes sense.
But this is the thing here. As of now, I know the Creed brothers are actually the betting odds favored as of right now to win this match.
Don't gamble, folks. You'll live better.
But I don't see the Creed brothers winning this match. I got the Gallus boys still remaining on top as NXT Tag Team Champions. And if I'm booking things, we don't know what's going on with the whole entire Tony D'Angelo situation. But I personally believe the rightful team to dethrone Gallus, it could be the family, Stax and Tony D'Angelo, because they never got their they had their tag team title match at Stand and Deliver, but not in a one-on-one tag team match. So I think Stax and Tony D'Angelo should be the ones to get the tag team championship opportunity.
That's a fair sub-tangent, because I have heard that Tony D'Angelo apparently got ousted by some sort of stool pigeon, a rat within the family. So, yeah, that's a weird... I personally think Gallus had something to do with that, but that's just my opinion. But that being said, all right, I do like the fact you did include the family, Tony D'Angelo and Stax, because JJ, as again, I look at clips because I try and keep up with this NXT. Like I said, it's better than what it used to be. Stax seems to want to help the Creeds, but I don't think he's there for the Creeds. He's there for an ounce of maybe his own retribution. Again, it was Joe Coffey who came back at Stand Delivered that cost the family, which you picked, by the way, in the first place when they were this close for the championships. So, JJ, I ask you, do you believe the Gallus boys will stay on top? Will Stax maybe come into play in this? Do the Creeds get the titles back? Maybe we learn about who ousted Tony D'Angelo. What's your thoughts on this? Again, your tag division right now kind of needs some sort of direction. The only constant right now is Gallus boys are on top. So will that remain?
That will remain, at least through this weekend. I'm thinking long term. I think Gallus will retain. I could see the Creeds getting the victory via disqualification to set up a potential rematch, possibly at the Great American Bash.
The barroom brawl.
I think if they're going to put the belts back on the Creeds, which I'm not saying they should do, but if they're going to, I think doing it at the Great American Bash would be a great way to go.
All right.
That's so fair. I'm sticking with the Gallus boys to get this to retain, but don't be surprised if the Creeds win via disqualification.
I mean, the Creeds did say in that promo last night, this isn't about us playing pool or shooting darts or being at the bar, taking drinks. It almost sounds like to me like you literally might set up the next match because the Gallus boys, they love to fight. They've always fought their whole lives. So, I mean, seriously, I could definitely see something like that, especially if the next premium live event is Great American Bash. I mean, come on now. It just screams itself. Barbecue. Instead of barbecue, do it at the bar.
That's not going to be a PLE. It's going to be a special because
Oh.
the 4th of July is a Tuesday. So it'll be one of their NXT specials.
And the next NXT Premium Live event is on Saturday, August 12th.
Oh, okay then. Well, that's news to me. Jeff, again, pretty much everybody except Emmanuel, and again, I still think his mind's fickle, have picked the Gallus boys to stay on top. But the whole idea of how the Creeds go from here and how the family maybe gets a little bit of revenge after, doing a mess with the family. So, Jeff, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, we haven't seen the Creeds with titles around their waist since Worlds Collide when they lost it.
Exactly.
So, I would like to see them with another run. However, I'm kind of going along the same aspect of what JJ was going on. A Great American Bash. I could see the rematch. I do have Gallus boys coming out on top, and lately I have been when I went against Gallus, they've won. So I've learned to not go against Gallus, because the last thing I want to do is have Joe Coffey knock on my door and start beating the shit out of me. But yeah, I've got Gallus boys coming out on top, and definitely can see Great American Bash being the rematch. Would I like to see something kind of like a bar fight? It would be really cool because it would take me back to the old APA days.
Exactly.
I think any team that's out there right now that can match APA when it comes to a barroom brawl would be Gallus. I think they're technically the new version of the APA, if you want to go that far. But absolutely, Gallus boys on top. They hold on to the titles, and we'll see them again with the Creeds, possibly at Great American Bash.
I don't know if they're going to end up at Stats Boy Sports Bar, but speaking of which, Stat Boy, good to see you. Go check out that show, of course, with the lovely Dory Lou. We're talking about currently the NXT Tag Team Championships. It is 4 with the firm Gallus, but Emmanuel right now is the odd one out, and the Brave Soul that picked the Creeds. What's your thoughts on this tag title match? And good to see you.
Who currently has the belt?
That would be the Gallus boys.
I believe I've seen a match with Gallus. I think they're a pretty good team, so I'm just going to throw out – I'm going to say they're going to retain. If they can fight as well as everyone says they can, more power to them.
They've been fighting their whole lives. But anyway.
There you go.
One of the few teams in my NXT that Noah actually pops hard for, so that should tell you something.
NXT UK.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have Joe Coffey in your corner either. So, I mean, it's just that right there.
Yeah, it completes the picture. It literally completes the picture. And Snapboy, before we continue, you only missed one match. We talked about the triple threat for the NXT North American Champion. Everybody is still walking on the west side of things. So, are you going with Wesley, Joe Gacy, or Tyler Bate in that one?
Oh, wow. Tough call on that one. Let me come back to that one. Let me get a quick lesson on that one. Come back to me on that.
All right. I respect that. I always try, educate and inform people. All right. Well, as we keep moving down the card.
Emmanuel's raising his hand real quick, Noah.
Oh, yes, Emmanuel.
Yeah. What happens if the Creepers do lose cleanly? Did they just get called up? I mean, what is left for them to do if they lose again?
I mean, with the fact you got additional parties, Joe Coffey and Ivy Nile, who are volatile, I don't see necessarily a full-on clean match here. I really don't. I expect this to be a great athletic affair, and then I also expect it to break down into a fight. The disqualification outcome feels more realistic to me, honestly, if I'm being honest with you, Emmanuel, based on what everyone said. Because I don't see the Creeds moving up anytime soon. Again, I thought they were going to move it during the draft. They're not.
We thought that was
That's
great.
the only reason why I said the Creepers, because what else do you do with them if they lose again? So,
I guess that's up to Shawn Michaels to figure out. He's figured out enough stuff in a panic situation this year. I mean, especially for the women, just saying.
Yeah.
All right. But hey, also being bold, Emmanuel, you never know. You might be right because you're the only one that went against the So we'll see what happens. All right. Well, that was a good conversation. Let's go ahead and change things up for a first-time U.S. presentation. And Jeff Chadwick, you wanted to kick things off here because we are going to change the tides of wrestling and go back to a throwback style where strategy is key. As the Heritage Cup is back from NXT UK and is on the line as the current champion, Supernova Noam Dar defends the cup against Dragon Lee in what is officially a Heritage Cup match. Now, I know a lot of people already on this countryside of things are like, what the hell is that? Well, let me talk to you. In a Heritage Cup match, there is a certain standard of rules. There are 6 3-minute rounds with a 20-second break between rounds. In each round, you are trying to win via pinfall, submission, or a countout. And basically speaking, this is a 2 out of 3 falls match. And we'll see if someone reaches that at the end of 6 rounds. If it's tied, then the current cup holder holds on in the case of a draw. But the cup will change hands on the condition of a disqualification or a count out. Count out, by the way, or knockout, excuse me. Knockout, the cup holder holds on. Disqualification, the cup holder loses. So there is no advantage. There's just simply strategy in play and using the clock, I guess, to your advantage. And that's the Heritage Cup in a nutshell, going all the way back to A-Kid, Tyler Bate, Mark Coffey, who's a previous cup holder. And now we have Noam Dar, who's been holding this thing hostage since NXT UK went, which still hurts me to this day. So, Jeff, Dragon Lee going after the Heritage Cup. Why? Random. Okay. Shawn Samuels, though, is not involved in this NXT, so we don't have to worry about hearing East or Noam Dar having a guy in his corner. So we'll see if Noam Dar can get it done by himself, because to my knowledge, he's never been able to. So, Jeff, does Dragon Lee claim the Heritage Cup?
Well, you as well as quite a few other people know the love that I have for NXT UK. They only did 200 episodes, but they were amazing matches. And one of the matches types that got me drawn, really sucked into NXT UK was the Heritage Cup.
It was a standout.
Exactly. I do like the idea of a cup instead of a belt. I think that it kind of reminds me, if you want to go back, obviously different rules, but where there was a cup, you go back to old WCW days, like when they had the Crockett Cup, except this is their version of it, but with their own rules. I think that this match, it's keeping NXT UK alive. We already know at Worlds Collide, NXT UK was no more. Bringing this cup back is still keeping it alive, keeping people thinking, wait a minute, there was an NXT UK. Maybe now we'll have people going back and watching episodes of UK and seeing that, where Isla Dawn came from, where Kaylee Ray came from, where Piper Niven came from. We've seen Axiom. Where A-Kid came from. I mean, these people that you're seeing now some of these people in NXT and on the main roster came from NXT UK. And the promotion was just absolutely amazing. And bringing this cup is I think probably a great way to bring in another kind of mid-card belt of sorts. With the extent of talent that NXT has right now, I think bringing in this cup with the Heritage Cup rules, I think this was a fantastic idea. I will say that I think that because of this long span between having these matches, I think Noam Dar is going to lose it. He will lose it, Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee, of course, this is the first time ever in any kind of match like this with these sets of rules. So this is Noam Dar thinking, oh, I've got this in the bag. He has no idea what this is about. Dragon Lee's going to surprise the hell out of not only Noam Dar, but everybody in the crowd and everybody watching at home. I think that this is where Dragon Lee wins the cup. He wins the cup in 5 rounds. It will go to round 5. This is where Noam now has to take a step back. You'll see a rematch. Great American Bash, possibly. That keeps coming up.
True.
But I see a rematch between the two. But definitely, I think Dragon Lee is going to finally get some sort of championship. This time being the Heritage Cup in NXT, and this is only going to be the start to his. I personally believe his monstrous career in NXT. I think he's going to go through the roof. I think eventually he will take that title off of Wesley. I don't think it's going to be Tyler Bate. I think it's going to be Dragon Lee. Bate will be this close, but I think Dragon Lee will be the one to actually take it off of Wes. This is like, I get so excited when it comes to Heritage Cup. So excited. I mean, to the point where in MWL, we had the Heritage Cup tournament where I had people coming in from all sorts of leagues that were from the UK, that were from, across the pond. That was strictly for them. And it was this type of match that got me wanting to do this. I am very involved in the Heritage Cup. And Dragon Lee is going to be your new winner of the Heritage Cup.
I love when Jeff talks about the history of NXT UK. Appreciate it.
It's great,
All right.
isn't it?
So that being said, Jeff has set the pace with his dissertation regarding the Heritage Cup and Dragon Lee's ascension to maybe claiming it. So with that being said, before I open the floor to anybody else, a majority does agree with Jeff here. 60% of the 15 that pulled, but 40% did pick Supernova to retain the cup. I'm just going to say this before we see if any of you have a counter argument. I kind of agree with him here. Again, without Shaw Samuels, Noam Dar right now, it's like, okay, this guy showed up out of nowhere. Why? Okay, he holds the Heritage Cup. He loses the Heritage Cup? I mean, maybe freaking Bob Wagner and him become a tag team. I don't freaking know. But I'm kind of over Noam Dar holding the Heritage Cup hostage. It still kind of pissed me off when he beat Mark Coffey the way he did before NXT UK went. So that being said, simply put, I agree with Jeff. Now, does anybody have a counter argument why you fake Noam Dar? Emmanuel, why are you always the odd one out? Go ahead.
Because I like
Why
to be
is
the
Noam Dar
different one. I
retaining?
like to be the one to create chaos right here. Anyways,
Someone has to, right?
anyways, I believe Dar might win this, but it's just gonna be like the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, or it hits 0, and you're about to get the 3 count, and he barely escapes. Listen to the rules at the end of the whole Heritage Cup. He doesn't need to lose the cup. He will regain the cup, barely escaping. That way, Dragon Lee could base an American Bash and to gain the championship, that cup.
All right. So we got a Dragon Lee and a Noam Dar. Now, he was the only one that raised his hand for Supernova. So I'm imagining you all believe Dragon Lee's going to get this, right? JJ, Chris,
Well,
that boy.
honestly, Noah, I thought you were doing predictions for Night of Champions, so I guess I didn't.
Botch.
I know I'm a huge botch right now. I'm not really all into the NXT stuff right now, so I'm just gonna bow out. Yeah, I know.
Boo.
Stop Look, you got to worry about your hockey match tomorrow night. Okay, I know you're doing the wrestling thing, but still.
All right. Yes.
All right.
Just be clear.
Like, now we have to
God,
make
I'm
a
so
Stat Boy disapprove picture.
I don't have that uploaded.
Stat Boy rejected. Stat Boy out.
We don't have
Yeah,
something
really.
like that. But yes,
Well,
that boy.
he's not wrong. It's like I said, I just didn't look at the link and I didn't look at the thing. I was trying to go.
Okay.
I was trying to go live on my Twitter feed for the tonight's game, and it just didn't happen. So then I saw you were on, but I didn't realize you were talking about NXT. So
Yep, Night Champions, for those that are wondering, is tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
okay, all
Yep.
right then. So hopefully, if I'm not doing anything tomorrow, I will try and come back tomorrow. Okay.
All good. That way, it's always a pleasure. Hey, you're always welcome to drop by City Predicting, whether you know something or not. And again,
Thank you.
promote the sports bar
Thank you.
with Dory Lou. So with that being said, enjoy the rest of your evening. And do.
See him.
Folks, Stat Boy out.
Ladies and gentlemen, my brother.
Oh.
That was awesome. All right. Well, the bottom line is 4 out of the 5 of us do believe that Dragon Lee will claim the Heritage Cup. Emmanuel, good luck.
May the force be with you.
Yes.
And hey, may the 4th already pass. I don't watch next. Botch!
Yeah,
NXT! That's why I chose that.
The
the
spell check probably corrected her.
Yeah, I'm about to say spell check. The NXT is not a word in the dictionary.
I will say with not seeing NXT, you're actually missing out. I'm probably might be speaking for everybody here. You're missing out on some great action, and a lot of the people you see up on the main roster came from NXT. So
it's
you
the
know,
same thing I
when you
talked
think
to people.
Roman Reigns came from, where Seth Rollins came from. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. This is where they get their start. And if you think that the main roster people are good now, wait till you see what they did in NXT. I mean, this is the show. This is the development show, and I think it's probably one of the better shows out there, personally.
It's the same thing I tell people about watching like the minor leagues. You know, you go to an ECHL game, you see the kids that are going to come up to the NHL. You go to AAA ball, you see the guys that are going to get picked for the majors. You know,
Yep, exactly.
you go to the Summer Pro League, you're going to see the kids that are getting drafted in the NBA.
It's like the XFL. We just went through a season of XFL, and many players just got signed to big teams. I mean, some got signed to,
or at least invited to the training camps to see if they will get signed.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, that's where it really all starts. I mean, that's where you get your ticket. I wonder how that works. I wonder how that works in like rugby and football. Shout out to SCW. Go check out hashtag SCW, the wrestling chat. Done a few collaborations with them and also predictions panels. And we're doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in, my friend. Hope that you enjoy everything that the weekend has to come to, and the rest of the conversation can as well. That being said, we talk about a lot of great stuff. We talk about a lot of worthwhile anticipation. Now we are going to change gears once again for something based on tradition to a match with holds harmless agreement. I don't know about you all. This is my most anticipated match from this episode, premium live event, whatever the hell you want to call it. This is my go-to in this NXT. Damn it. Because I want to see who truly can endure or dish the pain more with these two. Is someone truly unbreakable? We're going to find out. Dijak faces Ilya Dragunov in a last man standing match. Let's fucking go. All right, so subtly, I'm just going to say this. I've been watching this since it developed, since Ilya Dragunov made his return. And then Dijak decided to put his entrance behind bars. I was like, uh-oh. So basically, he came out with this statement. You say pain makes you feel alive? Well, I'm going to make you feel immortal. And so we had the match made, and it ended via disqualification, with him planting him under still ring stats, but Dragunov's insane, and he literally fought his way out from underneath them. Later on, we found out that either Dragunov was attacked while coming in, and literally had a garage door steel planted on his ribs. And the madman still went to Dijak and asked for more, simply with this statement: pain is inevitable. suffering is optional. I don't know what goes through a man's mind where he personally wants to be tested by the limits of pain. That's what we got in that vignette. And then, as we saw this week, he wasn't broken, he was still standing. And so the match came to be. But Dijak, he almost got a dose of his own retribution. Sorry, not sorry. Y'all know what I mean.
Yeah.
When Ida almost planted him underneath that garage door, and security staff stopped that. Then they fought in the locker room. They fought the way around ringside. He threw him over the barricade. They threw each other over the barricade. And Dijak was dropped while he was already dropped with a freaking... That was like one of the most craziest punches I've ever seen in my life, all right? That was freaking awesome. But that being said, this comes down to me in one of two ways. Dijak was involved, of course, back at Vengeance Day for the NXT North American Championship, Jada. You and I called that. He came this close with a broken finger, claiming the title from Wesley. Didn't do it. To my knowledge, I don't think he was involved at Stand and Deliver, which surprised me. And now he's back. So it's one of those things where who are they pushing forward? In my opinion, the most intense athlete in their entire WWE is either Dragunov. And I think they want to push him to greater things. I could literally see him become an NXT champion for the end of the year. And I said it. But if that's going to be said, this whole repackaging, presentation, direction of Dijak needs to continue the way it is. Last man standing for me doesn't necessarily define, I feel like, a person's limits of pain, but a person's endurance and how far they're willing to go in what they could gain. But I never bet against Ilya Dragunov, considering he's the guy that defeated Walter for the NXT UK Championship when no one else could. He is built differently. And while I don't believe he's Umba Simpar, unbreakable, invincible, I do think he's vulnerable, but I think he will be accomplished at Battleground and will be the last man standing. I have Ilya Dragunov winning, and I cannot fucking wait for this. Okay, let's go ahead and kick things off with Chris. Why don't you go ahead and give your thoughts on this last man standing match?
Well, this last man standing match is going to be great.
Barbaric.
I know what they've been doing with Dijak and the whole entire presentation. I feel you keep doing that with him and start building him up sooner rather than later. With Ilya Dragunov, he was standing tall at the end of NXT last night. And that usually means if you stand tall for the go home show, that doesn't mean you're winning at a premium live event. But hey, this is 2023 and WWE is changing on a fly day by day. So I believe
not wrong.
What's going to happen is this. I picked Ilya Dragunov to win here because I do have him challenging the NXT championship down the road. Do I think he's going to win the NXT championship? I don't think it's going to happen because I'm making a bold prediction here. I have a gut feeling Ilya Dragunov is going to the main roster soon, and he's going to be going to Monday Night Raw. And why do I say Monday Night Raw for? Is because
I wonder.
And I think, Noah, you're on the path that I'm going to. And I was going to save this for tomorrow night. Once we do the NXT botch, I botched that when we do the Night of Champions.
That's 3 botches in one stream. Come on, people, get your act together.
Ilya Dragunov.
Did you even count the insanely big one that Mikey just did by coming into the wrong predictions panel?
Oh yeah.
I definitely did.
Okay.
Why I say Ilya goes to Raw for is because he's going to be joining Imperium soon.
Okay, that's a twist take, but not going too far off in the weeds. You do have Ilya Dragunov as last man standing.
Yes, I do have Ilya Dragunov winning here, and
All right.
usually last man standings, the baby face wins.
As it should be. Unless you're thrown for a spotlight. Shout out to Cleveland Combatment, Josh Mansfield. Good to see you, brother. You need to join one of these super predictings one day, man. All right. So right now,
Yes. And let me just say, me and Noah, do you know who the Meltzer of the Multiverse has in this match? He wants Dijak.
yes. And by the way, he has christened that, and it is Statboy approved, even though I don't have the graphic. All right, guys. A majority is actually agreeing with us. 11 people picked Ilya Dragunov, while 4 people did pick Dijak. So at least he's not alone. But Emmanuel, you have been the odd one out. You are a different way of thinking, but it could play to your strength or ultimate weakness. So I'm going to ask you this. Are you going with Dijak?
Yeah, unfortunately,
He's the odd man out.
no, I'm just joking. Like Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean, a full stick to Big Dijak. Right now, he's basically the Apollo Crews, just to uplift the newcomers of NXT and help him up, build him up. Basically, that's what he's there for, just to redo his character, figure things out before he gets called up again to the main roster again. But like Dijak, he hasn't really done much in NXT since he's been back to the brand. He's been taking losses. We know he's a badass. He could, this
I
should be
love
an
this character.
interesting
Back.
match.
Not going to lie. I've loved this character. I've loved it.
But Dragunov should win this easily and get pushed to the main event.
All I know is I would not want to walk down a dark alleyway outside or prison ground, it seems, and see Dijak standing in front of me. Yeesh. All right, so everybody is right now with Ilya. So Jeff and JJ, do you have a counter argument why Dijak should be the winner here? Or are we all unanimous?
I'm going with Dragunov. I don't know about Jeff.
Jeff.
I feel like you got to back
Jeff,
Ilya.
I know he's thinking. He's thinking.
Okay, so Chris made a great point that Ilya came out on top on the Go Home show.
Yes.
And statistically, that would mean that they would lose. Now, not all the time, but the majority of the time,
Yeah.
the one who's on top on the Go Home show loses at the main event.
Yes.
So a part of me was going to go with Dijak. And the reason why is exactly that. And even if Ilya took a loss, that's not going to hurt his career. It's not going to hurt him from being in a title hunt. I don't think this for real, because I think that this is, we are going to see exactly what you said. We're going to see what their limits are going to be. And in this type of a match, I think that the two best people they could represent a last man standing match in NXT right now is Dijak and Ilya. Two of the toughest. I mean, we're talking about like you could probably roll them over with a steamroller and they get right back up.
Accurate.
It's you got two. Basically, so it's like looking at yourself in a mirror when it comes to Ilya and Dijak. They've got the same toughness. I think longevity. They've got that in the matches. They're almost identical. So what is it going to take to keep one of them down or the other? This could be a 30, 40-minute match right here.
Oh, God.
It easily could be because of how tough they both are.
That's true, but this isn't New Japan
Not
Pro
saying
Wrestling.
it's going to be, but it could. I actually am going to be the one to break this. I am going Dijak. I think that with what has led up, I think watching the beatdowns that both of them have put on each other, Dijak, I think, has the upper hand here. Not by much, but he's got the upper hand. He has done more damage to Ilya than Ilya has to Dijak. kind of sets you up for what we're going to be seeing at Battleground.
I feel like at
Therefore-
this point, though, I just got a jack jaw.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and if Dijak can wrestle with a broken finger, and we've seen Ilya wrestle with fractures and everything, they're going to go beyond what they possibly can handle.
Kitchen
For the
sink
kid.
included.
Exactly. You're gonna. Who knows? We probably would see one. I'm gonna go against all you guys. I'm gonna say Dijak is gonna take this one. As I said, it's not gonna hurt Ilya. It's just this is where Dijak finally gets moved up a notch. The last time we've seen him get moved up a notch, it was when Keith Lee was around.
Point taken.
It's time to see, and then he went to main roster, had that big old freaking dumpster fire that he was. Now he's back down here. I'm really, really digging the character. There are quite a few out there that don't like it. I, on the other hand, do. I think this is great. They needed to do something reasonable, if you will, with his character. Adjust it, but make it reasonable. This is a perfect example of doing so. And I think that this is going to boost his career as well as Ilya's career. So no one really is the loser in this, whether it be them or us for watching this. I'm going Dijak.
Wow. That was
All
a lot
right.
more than I expected. And also, that was a
Wow.
fair point. And truth be told, let's see. Dijak lost at freaking Vengeance Day. Ilya lost at Stand Delivered. Dijak lost against the family in the street fight. You saw it on TV, DJ. Ilya Dragunov lost against Jordan Devlin and got injured from that. So kind of has been a respective reflection on both men's run in NXT, but they've both been main focuses. The giant vigilante prison guard versus the unbreakable Russian with a heart as big as the country itself, if not bigger. So yeah, I see what you mean by all points. This truly could go either way. Might literally be 9.5, and one person just doesn't get on their 2 feet. But we'll find out soon enough. Either way, this is my match of the night for sure. I'm looking most forward to.
I blame my smartness right now on my beer. So
I'm not sure if that actually leads to knowledge, but
I probably wouldn't have thought of all that if I wasn't drinking this right now.
fair point. You got the brain working. All right, well, let's go ahead and let JJ take
no,
it and
no,
see if you can up your diatribe or
No,
distribution.
I think Emmanuel is trying to say something.
Emmanuel,
It's
what were you
okay.
saying?
It's okay. I can wait. Like, it's not that
Go
important.
for
I
it.
just gonna say that the UK people are not really being booked well in this pay-per-views. I mean, like they've been taking the L's a lot since
That's
you
true.
yeah, UK has been canceled. NXT UK been canceled. It's just kind of hard to even say, oh, like it's gonna be the UK guys, but it hasn't been that case lately. So that's why it's kind of like eventually they had to build them up, or them being in NXT is like basically a total waste.
I mean, look, we picked the Gallus boys. They're UK. They're UK.
I didn't, but
They're tag champs. So I mean,
yeah.
but yeah, looking at the UK side of things in this NXT, you kind of got a point. All right. Well, that kind of scares me for this next match, where I'll go ahead and break down briefly, and then JJ wanted to start things off here while he handles something. So let's go ahead and briefly talk about this, then we'll get him on the mic. Because here we go, folks. Since the impressive, that's the word they're using for her, Indy Hartwell got drafted to Monday Night Raw to make her way, brand new start on the main roster. We have had a women's championship tournament been undergoing lately in this NXT. Damn it. And of course, we most recently saw Lyra Valkyria overcome Cora Jade, but suffer at the hands of her kendo stick and a shot to the knee. And Tiffany Stratton, damn it, beat Cora Jade after Cora Jade was attacked from behind by a mass assailant. Telling you all, it's Blair Davenport. Fight me if you think otherwise. And so these two now meet in the finals to crown a brand new NXT Women's Champion. And I will say nothing else. JJ, I will say this before you start your thing. And I can't believe I'm saying it, but it's accurate and I respect it. Your NXT freaking has more direction, depth, and storytelling and booking better than the entire main roster combined. Damn it. But I digress. And yes, I said it. Jigs, thank you for 25 Perez. I did say Rosa Perez was attacked, and I said she got attacked by Blair Davenport, but I digress. So, JJ, in your NXT, who now leads the women's division going forward as the new NXT Women's Champion?
It's Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton is going to become the champion this weekend. I'm not happy to say it, but if you go back and you look at the history and you look at my predictions at Stand and Deliver, I thought she was going to take the belt then.
I remember you saying that.
They gave it to Indy. She had her moment that was great. And then she got called up, had to surrender the title, and it was actually a pointless reign. So, for all intents and purposes, why didn't she get it then? Tiffany has been doing a lot to try to change people's perceptions of her. And I think this is going to be her moment. I do think that somehow, some way, she's behind the attacks that have been going on. I'm not saying that she's the one attacking, but I think she's got something to do with it. She's getting all the other competition out of the way.
Yeah.
I like Lyra Valkyria, but she's too much of the same vein for me as Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
Well, she is NXT UK. Damn it. And I picked her to win at Stand Deliver. Damn it. And it didn't happen. Damn it.
I could see her eventually joining the main roster and joining those two.
Damn it.
Not yet, but down the road. But yeah, it pains me to say that it's Tiffy time, but Tiffany Stratton is going to become the champion this weekend.
Ah, crap. Well, I know one person that's going to be despondent about that. That's one James Hebert of FTW Productions, who's right now doing a live watch along for AEW. If you get a chance, folks, follow FTW Productions and Jay Hebert Side 95. Okay, so, gentlemen, JJ has set the pace for the NXT Women's Championship match. He chose Tiffany Stratton. Lord help my blood pressure. Before anybody has an objection or supporting claim, a majority are actually going with, damn it, Tiffany Stratton, 2-1 percentage basis. 10 people pick Tiffany, 5 pick Lyra. I've been saying for the longest damn time that Lyra should have been the, damn it, NXT UK Women's Champion over Michael Satamura, but freaking was virtually unstoppable, unbeatable. The freaking feud with Ginny, who's now retired. I love that so much. I feel like she just meant to be a champion. And then this whole like filler thing with Cora Jade getting the better of her and the tournament being flipped upside down. That's not Cora Jade versus freaking Roxanne Perez. Definitely changed the direction for me in perspective. And I was like, okay, but now she's coming in with a bum knee. So, A, she's the underdog, babyface now, that you root for even more. Or B, this is an out to protect her in defeat and still maybe preserve her to be a future challenger. And if Blair Davenport is behind these attacks, and it's Tiffany Stratton's bodyguard, then I could literally see Blair Davenport and Lyra Valkyria being a filler feud NXT UK represent. Either way, as much as I want to say Lyra, JJ, for once, you and I actually agree in your NXT. I fucking picked Tiffany. Damn it! Silicone Barbie Doll LA Beverly Hills 90210! Ah! But I digress.
Which makes her the perfect cookie cutter WWE women's diva.
Nah.
Blonde hair, blue eyes, silicone breasts.
Ah! Just all the blah, blah.
But she's actually been pretty decent in the ring too.
I will not deny her capability of what she's shown in her wrestling. That much I will give respect and credit for. All right, gentlemen. To
No,
Tiffany,
don't say blow to Trish Stratus like that.
that I'll say my thoughts on that tomorrow.
Don't say that tomorrow.
Anyway, does anyone else have an objection, or are we all actually agreeing on Tiffany Stratton?
I have a thought.
Yes.
Well, my thoughts on this match is going to be great.
There it is. I was wondering
Personally,
he was going to say that.
Cora Jade got robbed out of this match because I picked Cora Jade to go to the finals and to take on Tiffany Stratton, because when Indy Hartwell got drafted to Raw and relinquished the NXT Women's Championship, and personally, I know some people says, was Indy NXT Women's Championship reign a not good one? Personally, she deserved it. She deserved it, and she was there since day one. And now she finally won a championship, and she will be recognized as NXT Women's Championship for a long time. She had a good run with that championship until she got drafted to Monday Night Raw. In this match alone, I know everybody is saying, is Tiffany going to change our perspectives? Personally, she has changed my perspective because she's the most gorgeous person of this whole entire universe.
You weak-minded simpleton.
But in this match, this Sunday, this is Tiffany Stratton's time. This is her opportunity to be the next NXT Women's Championship. And personally, I know who's all behind the attacks. I know it's Blair Davenport. We haven't seen her since, I could be mistaken, I think it was the triple threat match at Worlds Collide.
You would be correct.
That was the last time we saw Blair Davenport. And personally, it makes sense. She's been attacking people left and right, getting them injured. And personally, I think she's also the one that attacked Nikita Lyons as well, because that whole entire thing didn't get solved yet. So I think
was the first victim.
So I think it is Blair Davenport. And personally, I would give this maybe over the summer, maybe next month or the month after they revealed who's been the attack. So Tiffany Stratton, she's going to be an amazing NXT Women's Champion. And I think down the road, we're going to see Tiffany Stratton and Cora Jade for the championship.
Okay, so he just wanted to praise Tiffany Stratton. Okay, very good.
Pretty much. I mean, the one thing I will give Chris on his dissertation is I think they completely messed up by not having the finals either be Gigi versus JC or Cora versus Roxy.
Right? Thank you.
Yeah.
Though that was completely on the table there. Like, both of those feuds have not had their resolution.
No.
And to have that be resolved and crown a new champion at the same time was a huge missed opportunity. And again, like we were talking about before the show went on the air tonight, the fact that Gigi and JC in a weaponized cage is not happening at a pay-per-view called Battleground,
where
the artwork looks like a freaking cage.
Hold on. Wait. What's this show
called? Is another missed opportunity.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the logic and WWE, again, don't exist in the same sentence. Put that on a shirt. All right. So basically, Chris loves Tiffany. You poor fool. And everybody
don't get me wrong, Chris. She is attractive, but I don't think she's the most attractive woman in the universe there. In the NXT universe.
Okay. If you think, I know you said Tiffany's not the most gorgeous, but how about this? Do you compare Tiffany Stratton to Mandy Rose?
Mandy's hotter.
Mandy.
Gigi's hotter than Tiffany. JC's hotter than Tiffany. Cora's hotter than Tiffany. Roxy's hotter than Tiffany. Nikita's hotter than Tiffany.
Oh, good Lord Almighty!
But I digress. By the T-shirt, I did.
All right. Are we good now? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good on women appeal here? I'm just.
I will give you Tiffany over Lash Legend. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
That one I will concede to you.
Oh my God.
Tiffany and Wendy Chu, neck and neck.
Everyone's
Coin
better than
flip.
Lash Legend. You kidding me?
Hey, Ready
Ugh.
Chu is having a character like a baby doll.
I
Hey,
love that
one thing I will
character.
say about Wendy Chu, she's always ready for bed.
Yep.
What's
that's
next,
true.
Noah?
Even sleeping in the audience. All right. So bottom line, after that misdirection, everybody is unanimous with Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Okay.
All right. Well, after that short little
Speaking of Daniel, it's gonna.
I gotta say, I gotta say something real quick before
Go
you
ahead.
move on, because
Yeah,
we
go
all agree Tiffany is gonna win it. But because like I think they kind of panicked once Shawn Michaels knew Indy was gonna move up to the main roster.
I really wonder if he knew or not, though. Anyway,
I think that's why they did the angle to Roxy. That way Roxy doesn't look as weak to losing the title so fast that they did the Shawn Michael injury angle, the game, collapsing in the end.
apparently, it was also the fact that her own crippling, anxiety got the better of her too. She's faced anxiety her whole life, and it's not just WWE. She's literally been on point. Talk about that too. It's a constant challenge that she faces. So yeah, it was mental and physical fatigue that got the better of her against Michael Satomura, despite the fact she was victorious.
And plus the fact that there's two baby faces, like back-to-back champions, like it's time for a heel to be champion. That's why it's more likely that it's gonna be Tiffany Stratton or Lyra.
Oh, there you go. Also, folks, I will say this one thing about AEW. It is officially now known the premiere of AEW Collision will take place in, you ready for this? You didn't see this coming? Chicago, Illinois, in the United Center.
Guess who's back? Back again.
CM
Punk
Punk
is back.
returning.
Call your
Daddy.
friends.
Insert name, return, confirm. Damn it.
It's clobbering time.
So that's all I gotta say about
Look in
that.
my eyes.
Hey,
Copyright.
Not copyright. Damn it, not copyright.
Save that for karaoke night.
Don't you
Or
bring
I'll
that
join
stuff up.
karaoke. I have a good singing voice.
Oh, hell no.
Next one's going to be the week before All In, brother. We're doing British Invasion stuff. The Beatles, the Stones, all those type of bands.
Ringo Starr.
Oh, I do like the Beatles. So the Beatles are pretty good.
All right. If you say anything bad about the Beatles, Aaron Riss not going to be the only one having a fight with you. All right. All right.
I'm wearing my Rubber Soul shirt, so you know.
I mean, there you go. Well, it's been a hard day's night for some of us here and beyond outside this predictions panel, but it's been a lot of fun too. And again, hope everyone's been enjoying the conversation. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. But I feel like there's been enough free chit chat as it's time to discuss the main event. And I gotta be honest, I feel like the women's title match is kind of a bigger deal here than the NXT title. Yeah. And that's kind of sad considering what the main event is supposed to be, right? But it is what it is. But I put them there for that reason. Because again, they're crowning a champion here. They're not defending it. This, on the other hand, is defending it. And hopefully that means he'll finally put this dog on a leash. Or give him the Bob Barker treatment. Whatever WWE allows under PG. As Carmelo Hayes defends the NXT Championship against a heel Braun Breaker. And I guarantee you Trick Williams will be in the corner. All right, simple summary. We saw what happened at Stand Delivered when Kim finally got the title. And the era began. He defended so far against Grayson Waller, and he's also been speared through the stage by Braun Breaker and spit out midair. It's only when he got the title to the face that Carmelo Hayes prevented another spear. So again, SPEAR. It sounds like WrestleMania 26 all over again with Chris Jericho and Edge. But that being said, I'm not going to say anything else because I remembered somebody wanted to open this. So let's see if his dissertation for this is shorter than his love for Tiffany Stratton. I have a stopwatch. Chris, who leaves as the NXT champion, Braun Breaker or Carmelo Hayes?
Well, this is going to be a fun, interesting match. Personally, I enjoy Braun Breaker as a heel. They had to do something different with the guy. He's been a baby face all of his career in NXT, and now you finally pulled the trigger. And personally, I was shocked that Braun Breaker didn't get drafted to the main roster, but there is plans for him after SummerSlam to go to the main roster. So I feel possibly, I'm going to say maybe after SummerSlam, maybe August 12th, he's going to possibly have his final match in NXT, and then that will be the send-off to Braun Breaker, and then he'll go to have a Raw or SmackDown. And personally, I think Braun Breaker should be a good fit on Friday Night SmackDown. That's a bold prediction there. But as far as this match goes, this is a homecoming for Carmelo Hayes. This is in his neck of the backyard of Massachusetts. He is going to put on a banger match with Braun Breaker Sunday, and I'm going to be ready for it. And there's only one thing I'm going to say. When he shoots, he don't miss. I'm going for my boy. I'm going for Carmelo Hayes to retain the NXT championship. And we're going to kick off the summer in NXT with Carmelo Hayes still NXT champion. And we're going to see what the summer looks like for Carmelo Hayes.
All right. Before I open up to the floor, I'm just going to ask this. Hey, Jeff, who has a bigger winning percentage, Carmelo Hayes or the Boston Celtics?
I've got to go Hayes. At this point, if you asked me this before the series started, I probably would have said the Celtics. But now it's definitely in the hands of Carmelo.
All right, well, there you go. So, I mean, at this point, does anybody truly bet against him? Let's be honest here. His run has not even had a chance to see what he's capable of because he's been stuck in this loop of spears by Braun Breaker. He needs to end that. So I feel like it's all pretty safe to say that Hayes is retaining, right?
Yep, I agree.
Enough said. Silence is bliss.
Yeah, I mean, I not to drag this topic out any more than it needs to, but I really don't see them giving Melo the belt to stand and deliver and then just taking it away from him at the very next pay-per-view PLE.
Exactly.
Melo has worked too long, too hard for this. He is going to have a nice, long, lengthy reign with it. You know, to take a phrase from the man who's more than likely going to return at the first Collision, it's going to be the summer of Melo.
I just wonder which one has better weather. That's chaos. Link. I'll say it once, I'll say it again, and I'll just leave everything else for Saturday. Because the summer is going to be very interesting for one particular company. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But all right. So,
personal prediction is Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, it says that he's going to put his NXT career on the line for one last chance to get that title. And unfortunately loses. And that's how you bring Braun Breaker in around SummerSlam time, and make it be a big surprise when nobody has reported that he's getting called up.
All right, but bold take. But I feel like as a heel, you don't show that sort of weakness, and you don't show that desperation verbally. You show that more physically. And since Braun Breaker's gone heel, he's shown how heelish he's been. Not only go after the championship, but basically break everybody in your NXT, JJ. Hell, he speared your teacher and chased you out of the freaking building.
Yep.
Just saying. And that might be a hostile takeover in place for all I know there. Anyway, I'm not a student, so, All right, but bottom line, we all believe Carmelo Hayes is going to retain. And that's that. That's the NXT Battleground match card. 6 matches, and we went about what I expected, but then we also had diatribes and apparently thoughts on women. Damn it, Chris. But overall, another fun panel as always, gents. Always a pleasure. I hope everyone enjoyed the conversation too. Before we bid ourselves and everyone else fine adieu, again, folks, your opinions matter too. Click the link in the description down below. That is the form you got. So I believe 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh no, excuse me, bosh. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Sunday night, May 28th, to get them in. Shout out to Lauren Gunn from Paris, who's doing the official theme. Nice to see her actually doing music for WWE again. Haven't heard of somebody I heard since Fire for Extreme Rules. Some comments here. This is my NXT demo, but I digress. Can't wait. Let's freaking go. Smile emoji. Why do people speak in freaking emojis anymore than words? What happened with society? And then someone's like, nope, I got no other thoughts either. Okay, well, that's brief and simple. All right, well, anyway, millennial conflict aside, as far as my comprehension on society, let's go ahead and do some subtle plugs. Chris, again, don't sound redundant. Chris, again, don't sound redundant. Keep it brief and simple because I know you're going to be on the other panels too, but where can people find you?
Well, where everybody could find me at is on my Twitter. You see me a picture with me and Byron Saxton at a WWE live event in Youngstown, Ohio back in March. So my Twitter is CROTZ24. My Instagram is CMROTZ_6472. Facebook is Christopher Rotz. My Snapchat is C_Rotz17. My TikTok is Rotz_2423.
This guy's trying to take over social media at this point.
My Discord, you see my Discord up there.
He needs his own lexicon.
But the next time you'll be seeing me is definitely going to be tomorrow for Night of Champions, and I'm going to make this a bold take. I will be going first tomorrow, if that's okay with all of you guys. I would like to go first on the brand new World Heavyweight Championship match between Seth freaking Rollins versus AJ Styles. So if that's okay, I'll go first on that tomorrow, and then unfortunately, Friday, I won't be on Under Siege because I have family that came in from Georgia. So Friday, I won't be on. So Friday, I won't be on the panel. But Saturday, I will be on the panel for Double or Nothing on Saturday. So I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of tonight. And I want to give an early shout out to my mom. Her birthday is tomorrow, so happy early birthday to my mom. Hope she has a wonderful day. And that is that. So, and I also want to give another shout out to Mark Griffin, who couldn't be here tonight.
Dwayne, him. I know he has internet issues.
Dwayne Atkinson, I know he's going to be here tomorrow. Stat Boy, he showed up tonight. I want to give a shout out to Tim Topin, who couldn't be here, and all the rest of the people that couldn't be here tonight. I can't wait to do this tomorrow. And let's kick off this weekend with a bang.
I feel like we've already done that tonight, considering we know where the first AW Collision is. Just saying. Yep. That being said, also just saying, it's been fun talking Battleground with you guys, as always. Emmanuel, again, man, I think you really are comfortable here in Stupid Dating. I hope that you are enjoying this. I hope to see you more often on these things, too. Yeah. Anything you want to plug or promote, and where can people find you?
No, like if you want to follow me, it's simple right there. It's EDM7324, and that's mostly my platforms like what I use. But there's a great time to discuss Battleground. Like this is basically the pay-per-view to see this weekend for myself. Like I really don't care about the others. Like it's like just filler for me. But what are you gonna do? And
That's wrestling.
yeah.
A little bit of everything, all the different direction, all the different perspective. But that's why there's always something for all fans. Now, if only they could just agree to enjoy the industry.
And one more thing, like please see NXT. Like I know it's not like the NXT you used to love, but it's a good show. Like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like it's like any developmental wrestling that you're going to see out there. There's nothing wrong with it. There's just like it's your cup of tea. Like you're not gonna enjoy everything. So just give it a chance and please watch it.
Well, hey, you see what I've become. So there you go. Appreciate you. Jeff, anything you want to plug more where people find you? It's always a pleasure to engage with you. I hope this definitely was a nice uplifting to your day too.
It was, yeah. It's definitely made the week go along really a lot better than what it has been. I want to thank you for having me join you. You can find me over on Meltdown. I'm also commissioner of the MWL, and season 5 is just right around the corner. July 1st, the week ending July 1st, is when we start season 5, and now I can officially say it. And you're hearing it right here on Noah's channel. MWL has a website, y'all. That's right.
Wow.
Yes, mwl.webador.com, webador.com. So you can get all the happenings of MWL on that page, starting up on season 5. You will have rosters, we'll have titles, everything will be posted right on that page. Every week. So, and we are going to actually do a superstar background. So that means I'll pick a couple people. They'll be sending me information about their character. That'll go right on the page for the week. So every week I'll have 2 people sending me stuff to get for everybody to know who they are as a character. And you're going to hear it first right here. Roundtable comes back June 11th. I have been having people ask me when Roundtable was coming back, Christopher Rotz, it's going to be June 11th. I just needed some well-needed time off, family first, personal life first. I had a lot going on the last couple months. Things are starting to finally calm down. To the point where I think we're going to start it right back up, right where we left off. So if you are interested in wanting to be part of the roundtable, feel free to hit me up on Meltdown or on Facebook, Jeff Chadwick, and we'll get you on as a panelist. So I'm kind of excited to be bringing that back.
I'm just going to say this right now. If you're not watching AEW, someone showed up that you thought wouldn't show up probably in a million years in this company. And that's all I'm going to say about that. See, points upward. That's all I'm going to say. What the hell? Anyway.
Sabu.
Well, he just said it.
Spoiler alert for those of us that don't see it till 8 o'clock.
There is no TV in this room. I can show you. Give me a second. I will show you. There is not one TV in this room. Nothing. This is a boring room. So,
well, I truly have seen everything possible in 2023 in professional wrestling. Damn it, Sabu on my screen in All Elite Wrestling. What the hell world am I living in? What? Anyway, get my thoughts back together. Again, Jeff, congratulations on the website development, and I wish you all the best in that growth and success. That being said, JJ, again, the fun's just starting with us. I know the next predicting panel that we'll be doing together, I believe, is Double or Nothing, because that'll be after our call for Night of Champions. But I also know that you sent a graphic here. And folks, if you don't know, follow this man, Cassidy 18 Studios, on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Again, become a member. You'll get some exclusive content, including an NXT Battleground commentary by me and JJ. That will be exclusively for Casa D18 Studios members. And as he subtly just sent me, all of this is being called some capacity this weekend. We are going to die. And it all starts with Impact Wrestling Under Siege. But JJ, what's been like the latest movie reviews that you've been doing?
Well, I want to answer your question there, Noah, but I wanted to say something about the image that I sent you that you just threw up there. I wanted to echo a sentiment that I stated on open mic night this past week, and then the sentiment that Jeff Meacham put out there when he tweeted this graphic earlier today. And that is that regardless of if you're an Impact fan, a WWE fan, an AEW fan, an NXT fan, if you cannot find something on any of these shows and any of these matches to enjoy this weekend, you are part of the problem and you need to leave the fandom.
Yeah.
Oh, my
There
brother.
is so much good stuff coming this weekend, regardless of what you like, what you don't like. If you cannot find one match out of all of these to get behind, enjoy, and be looking forward to, then you need to just leave the fandom completely. Period, point blank. Because you are part of the problem.
Mm-hmm. You are part
of the toxicity in the internet wrestling community.
Damn right. Accurate. Preach it, my brother. There's a reason why I literally look at all things wrestling. Now, of course, the AEW family on the Twitter, as well as other means as well.
But to get back to your question, I've been doing John Wayne movies this month. I'm going to be wrapping that up next Wednesday, and then starting on the, I want to say it's the 2nd of June, because that would be the Friday. Yeah.
Yes, that's
beginning
correct.
June 2nd, it'll be Johnny Depp movies for the month of June, as Johnny Depp is celebrating his 60th birthday, believe it or not, next month. So
good grief, that dude's getting
he
up
will
there.
be the featured actor for next month.
Junie Depp.
Yes, Benny and Junie.
Junie. That is an excellent movie. I'm just saying.
That'll be one of the ones I'm watching. Some of his bigger heavy hitters I've left off because, you know, like Pirates is a 5-movie franchise. I'm going to do a franchise month at some point. You know, Edward Scissorhands, Sleepy Hollow, you know, the Burton ones. I'm going to do a Burton month at some point.
Right.
So left those off. You know, things like Rango, animated movies that aren't Disney, that's going to be a month at some point. Dark Shadows, TV shows that got made into movies, that's going to be something at some point. But there's still so much good stuff in his filmography that we're going to be able to tackle. Things like Crybaby, Benny and June, From Hell, Chocolat.
Can I throw someone your direction that you can possibly take into consideration?
Sure.
You gotta do Mel Brooks, dude. Mel Brooks, you gotta.
I will definitely keep that in consideration. I don't.
Blazing Saddles.
I know that Mel Brooks has enough to do a month the way I've been doing them, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know if he has enough to do a full 30-day month.
Oh no, I don't think.
So that's the balance that I've got to find, because right now, just doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I could probably do something like that. But once I get back to doing full time and I'm doing every day of the week, that's a little bit harder.
Yeah, just a little bit.
When it comes to the time of Christopher Columbus movies, the holiday, it's going to happen.
They're doing an Independence Day. They're just do freaking not the Independence Day movie, but movies about America's foundation. Oh man. But again, there's only so much time that we all have to do what we do. But again, JJ, just do what you can and keep having fun, brother. It's always a pleasure engaging and doing this and other activities with you. And I hope everyone's enjoyed the conversation and the shows that we do at the end of this thing now too, as I'm more often learning what it means to do this kind of stuff. Again, I just do it for fun, but I understand the promotional outreach behind it too. So I thank everybody once again for tuning in. And again, you want to follow me, it's simple. Find me on the Twitter and on YouTube, Instagram, barely, except for Emmanuel and Arlene, because I appreciate them both. And then Foster 9016, it's United on all fronts. because, again, you find prediction forums, prediction leaderboards, prediction thoughts, commentary thoughts, wrestling thoughts too, including what just happened at AEW. What the hell? At the Twitter, mostly at Foster 1916 as well. And of course, community tab is where you can engage in polls, keep up with updates on my simple YouTube channel and other stuff across the different multiverse of media and no DQ. So that's how you can connect with me. As again, I look at all things wrestling. Shout out to my entire W family. I always will support them since 2020. If we're still on tonight, we're going to do an HW view, our Double or Nothing preview, our thoughts on the Collision premiere, what could happen, who could show up, and other stuff too. You can check out the playlist there. Check out my most recent thoughts and rant on Jeff freaking Jarrett. But I digress. On the last AEW Spark with FCW Productions, and trust me, there will be more about that on Saturday. Speaking of Saturday, despite the fact there is a watch along, there is City Predicting. We still will, of course, do our weekly Saturday night shenanigans. So if you haven't already, check out Open Mind Night. You never know what could be discussed or what could be brought up. And it's always a fun, wild time. 11 p.m. Standard Time, live across the Championship Network, multiverse of me at 8 p.m. Pacific. As far as me, you know what I'm about, for I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling.
Damn it!
But I digress. And that's all you got to know about that. Again, the interview review will be discussing this and so much more. And of course, my week is just beginning because I'm crazy. Come tomorrow, you'll find me. Come tomorrow, you'll find me on No DQ. And of course, we're doing another City Predicting panel for Night of Champions this time too. That's tomorrow night. Friday, we got City Predicting and the Watch Along. Saturday, we got City Predicting Double or Nothing and the Watch Along for Night of Champions. And then the entire week of Pro Wrestling Madness 2 concludes with the Watch Along of Double or Nothing. And then beyond this week, as we alluded to earlier, courtesy exclusively for members only, me and JJ will provide you a full call of NXT Battleground, maybe even the first ever NXT Simple Take. There will also be a Simple Take for Double or Nothing and Night of Champions some point next week, once all the madness settles and our minds settle too. But also stay tuned for more on that. I don't think they're going to be one episode. That would be bonkers, but those will happen. I will make them official. And again, the City Predicting, far from over. Tomorrow night, May 25th, 6 p.m. Standard Time, we got Night of Champions. Then Friday, May 26th, 5:15 p.m. Standard Time, it's Under Siege. And Saturday after Night of Champions, May 27th, 5 p.m. Standard Time, Granddaddy Show of the Weekend. The biggest thing going here because for me, it's their biggest test. And I'll leave it at that. I'll talk more about that then. Double or Nothing, Saturday, May 27th, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, this week is just beginning to, as far as all the wrestling fun, truly amplifying to 100 too. But as always, to conclude, what's this? Check your DMs. My shop you. It's a Taco Bell news guy. The hell?
Oh my gosh.
Y'all too much. Now, you know what? He's not here. Damn it, I'll say it. Damn it, James! You freaking idiot! But I digress. And I also digress with this too, as I always like to conclude. There are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters. Just fans with opinions, with this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, treasure your families, just enjoy life, and enjoy professional wrestling. It's as simple as that. Again, if it was any simpler, I wouldn't be saying it on a weekly basis. But I also had this quote. If it's so simple, it really couldn't get any more simple, but that's the point. Thank you, Haley Williams. With that being said, thank you so much once again for tuning into another City Predicting, the first of 4 straight days of this madness, and so much more too. So please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, hit the bell on this video to get hit the bell to know when the next video goes live or on demand on any of the YouTube channels, part of the Championship Network, multiverse of media. Hit the subscribe button. Let's keep growing these YouTube communities. Our creative passion is not the page soon. Follow all my friends. Support this man. He monetized now. Give him some love. Give him a super chat. Give him a super sticker. Every dollar counts. And again, we do this for you because it's all about engaging in everybody and encouraging you all. It's fine to just enjoy wrestling too. So until tomorrow night, I know we all got a lot ahead of us, whether you're on the East Coast or West Coast. He's got Benjamin in his pocket, so I know he's going to go get something way more worthwhile than Taco Bell. And that being said, Taco Bell's meh to me. But we're done. So I bid you all now and find out support NXT. It's not what it used to be, but it's also better than what it once was. Truly, it seems. And have a good night, for we are not just AEW. We are just professional wrestling fans too at heart. Damn it. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.